The following podcast is scheduled for one fall with no time limit.
Super hot fire!
The greatest spectacle in podcast entertainment, Mr. Nestlemania.
That was literally verbal diarrhea. I'm setting the bar awfully low. Titus O'Neil keeps running directly into that bar. Get him off my TV, get him off my TV. You make me very angry.
The man who has a better IQ than you, the awe-inspiring JC.
You should go work for WWE because you'd be so far up Vince's butt.
No.
Oh, you are such a sucker.
You
You
are.
defend everything, all the bad moves they make.
This is the Jobber Knocker Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest edition of the Jobber Knocker Podcast. As always, it's Nestlemania. Alongside for the ride is JC. This is a week of stuff.
Yeah, and we're gonna screw Raw and SmackDown for a minute.
Right
we
in
could
the
talk
ass.
about Jon Moxley just winning the U.S. title about, what, 2 hours ago?
2 hours ago in
Over
Japan.
in Japan. Good for him against my boy C.J. Parker. What's his name now?
Juice Robinson.
Juice Robinson.
How dare you?
Studs. Moxley, new finisher.
Yeah.
New finisher. So,
It's more
exciting.
impactful.
Yeah.
More impactful. And he was wearing like biker shorts and like wrestling
He's a
old
stud.
like amateur wrestling boots essentially. Not even boots, but like the Asics essentially.
Yeah.
And I saw that and I went, now that's a Japanese look for somebody like him.
sure.
It's great.
I love how the New Japan has a U.S. title. It just always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So,
They're the
yeah.
ambassador to the
Yeah.
They think that he's going to be the
It's smart.
ambassador. Yeah, it's
smart.
good. Absolutely.
But we're gonna actually start with NXT, and
I didn't put the scoreboard up.
Who
I'm
won?
sorry. I'm assuming
who's won 2 times in a row now?
You.
Who was 5 for 5?
You.
Who told you that the Street Profits are gonna win? You said they had no
You.
chance. Okay, just making sure. But let's start off.
That crow is tasty.
Riddle versus Strawn. Whoa,
That was sweaty.
that was a fucking
Very
good match.
sweaty.
Good match.
It was a great match. I was pleasantly surprised by NXT. There have been some duds, in my opinion, in the last year. Not so much as a whole show, but there are some matches that were kind of duds. I'm never a big Roddy Strong guy. Like, I've never been that. Like, his charisma isn't there, but his in-ring...
Which is crazy to me because he's the guy that normally you would love.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But his charisma for me is like watching paint dry. But the wrestling is so superb that I'm just like, you know, you gotta give it up for the talent.
Yeah.
You just gotta. But the Riddle stuff was great. I appreciated that it was just like back and forth the whole time, and it was hard hitting, and it was exactly what you would want.
Exactly.
Exactly what you want.
Matt Riddle like continuing to get better and better. Every time I see him, I'm more impressed with him. I'm like, all right, like this guy.
He should beat Brock
this
Lesnar.
This guy's gonna be a big player. Oh, I honestly,
He
him
wants
and
to retire
Lesnar,
Brock Lesnar.
someday. That's a match that I want to see. I think their styles would mesh so well, and I think Brock would love it, bro. They could be the Boombox Bros.
Boombox Bros.
Yeah, moving on. The ladder match. Oh, you know ladder matches.
Yeah.
Love ladder matches. And our boy TJ, by the way, up on
There
jobberknocker.com, did a review of NXT TakeOver 25. And he also, as well, will have the NXT Weekly article, as well as NXT UK by the Real Deal B. Cox. And the Joe Stopper will have the 205 Live report. But right now we're talking about NXT. And yeah, in his review, the reason why I brought it up, and I already forgot why I brought it up, was because he talked about how they did. We see a lot of ladder matches in NXT.
Ain't no
And like his worry is that things are going to get the same. But he's right. These guys found different way to do things, especially Kyle O'Reilly. Round of applause for that guy. Like, oh my God, did he take some bumps?
He knows how to sell.
He's the best.
But and I'll tell you this much: Ziggler used to be the best seller in the biz. Mm-hmm. I think Kyle O'Reilly is the best seller in the business right now. When I was watching him take stuff, I was just like, it's the little things. Like he gets hit and then he like shakes his head afterwards, like to unscramble.
Yep.
Or he just like gets hit by a chair and he just goes whoop. Like, but it's not like the comical whoop. It's like that back step, like whoa, and all that stuff. Oh, and I'm going down. Is what it is. Sorry,
He's knocking
folks.
shit over. But
Yeah.
this match was super hot fire.
It was
And
good.
also, what I love about the Street Profits is they're just so much more than in the ring. Their entrance is electric. After the match, just seeing them go into the crowd and drinking with the people bouncing around like electric. These guys are so electric. I'm so excited for this tag team division in NXT because NXT actually gives a shit about their fucking tag team.
I know.
They actually exist. They have tag team wrestling. They actually have their fucking champions on TV.
Ain't
But
no
yeah,
swag
this is
like
beautiful.
nobody can.
It's great. Great song, isn't it?
It is a great song.
fucking
I will.
great.
I will say, and special shout out, and people that may or may not be looking at this on YouTube, go to YouTube, type in WWE PC. That's the channel for the Performance Center. There is a 3 to 5 minute documentary on the Street Profits. Like, it's about before and after them winning the championship that night, and they interview the EST. They both their moms, like everybody in the family, as well as them, and just like. If you don't think Montez Ford is going to get the rocket strap, I mean,
Just don't jinx him, please. 'Cause
No.
I love him too.
I was watching him. I'm like, Angelo Dawkins, whatever.
He works for this team.
You'll
but yes,
you'll
we know
be,
who the star
You'll
is.
be the Jannetty. It's fine. But when I watched this, I was like, oh my god! Like the things he says in this documentary, this like small thing. I was watching, going, this guy is going to connect with so many people. It is undeniable the talent this guy has. Angelo Dawkins is going to be a great hand. Going to be a stud somewhere.
Montez Ford
But
is the swag. He is the electricity.
He is going to do something. Like, if the WWE fucks that guy up, like, which they could, but if they don't, this guy could be so much. And I'm going to stop there, because usually when I put the Nestle stamp, it's all over.
Don't put the stamp on, please.
No.
But yeah, no, I think that's right. But we're gonna move on here. The next match, obviously near and dear to all. This was the Ultimate Mark match, as I called it last week. But this match really made me realize how much I fucking miss Tyler Breeze. Like, those first two matches were so good. This match was really good too. It's just like it wasn't as good as those first two, but it was still a really good match. Like, oh my god, I just love watching Tyler Breeze wrestle. He's like, if I could pick one person to wrestle and watch, it'd probably be him. He's just so good. And obviously we know Velveteen Dream is just fucking next level. So this is just, I love the stuff after the match. Everything about this, love, love, love.
I can't add to it. It was, I mean, I was watching it going, yep. It was beyond weird to me, because it was kind of like Breeze versus Breeze 2.0. When I was watching it, going like, okay, here's the past, here's the present. Not that Breeze is old news or anything. It's just, it was different. It
He's
was
the
like,
veteran now.
Yeah, it's weird. And here's the thing, like, I appreciated watching the grizzly kind of look from Tyler. Like, it wasn't like, here's the flashy, like, mink everywhere, or like, it was like a black and white, little bit of pump, like, all over, and like the grizzle, the short hair. And it was almost like, okay, you don't believe in me, Vince. I'm going to go back down. I'm going to change what I do, and I'm going to show you why I am who I am. And I was very interested in it, and it captivated me from beginning to end. And I guess that's all you can ask for as a fan,
Exactly. It's beautiful. And even the next match, Baszler and Io Shirai, I thought was a really solid match. It can't compare to the other matches on this card. And I think that's been something that's just kind of happened to the women's division the last few takeovers. Like, they haven't been having bad matches, but it's just hard for it to live up. This feud's going to continue, because I wanted to see something more from Io Shirai than just being really good in the ring. And she kind of gave us a little bit of aggression after the match, which I thought was a nice flip of the script, which means we're getting it again. I'm sure it's going to be some sort of gimmicky. But, like, she gave a legit beatdown of Shayna Baszler. I don't think we've ever seen Shayna Baszler beaten up like that. So I thought that was a nice twist.
It helped that Candice LeRae came down and just wood chipped the rest of those ladies. Like, I mean, when I was watching that, I was like, do you even know how to use a kendo stick? Like, she was hitting both of them, like, one on target and then one by accident at the same swing. And I was like, ooh. Like, the stick was abnormally long. That's what she said. And then I was just watching it, like, she was whacking the shit out of her. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? It was great, but it didn't make any goddamn sense. But I'm sure it does. TJ will be like, actually, on this episode, I'm sure.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
But
They've
it's
been
just like,
sticking up for each other, because those three have been running
Sure.
roughshod over the whole women's
It's
division.
fine, but
God, do you even watch NXT?
I do. That's true. Sometimes I don't watch it, but I always read TJ's
Exactly.
NXT every week. So listen to that guy or read that guy. But seriously, it is odd to me, because I felt like they kind of Shinsuke'd Io a little bit here. It was
What do
like,
you mean by that?
Like, they make her up to be this big thing.
Okay.
And then it's more of a, like, and I don't know if it's a Japanese thing. Like, I really don't. And that's the thing I don't want to say, because I'm not sure.
Well, I think it's harder to translate to us, because there's obviously the language barrier. So it's harder. With WWE is such a promo-based thing, if you have a character that can't really, like, bring it to that, or if they do, it's really broken. It's hard to come, unless if you're like Asuka, who they did a really good job on NXT at just building, and even Shinsuke down there. You've seen it on the main roster. It's a problem, which is why they need like either a manager or something. You were seeing it with Andrade, them forcing him to talk more. It's just the way it is that it's harder for it to translate. But I mean, when you watch Io in a match, it's
great.
No, beautiful.
It's great. But
she's fantastic.
But it's hard for me to get to that next point. And I know that's probably what they're doing, is like, well, people understand violence, so that's why all that stuff was happening at the snap at the end, which I got behind, because it gave me a new layer. But I'm just concerned that it's just like it's an unfair bias when you
Yes,
watch it.
absolutely.
And it's just like, why can't we just have wrestling be wrestling? Like, why can't we just be amazed at
We'll
it?
have more on that later. But you know what? We're staying positive, and we're gonna go Adam Cole, baby. It's happened. The era is now undisputed.
It's getting
My
there.
boy is a champion. So happy.
By the way, quick shout out to Britt Baker, who was ghosting that Stephanie McMahon shot at the. I don't know if you saw it. They flashed to Stephanie McMahon earlier on in the night at NXT, and Britt Baker's just sitting there going like that, and I was just
good.
like, oh, she's
Good.
mean mugging the background. This is great. I love it. I love it.
It's good stuff.
Love it.
This match was good. It was long, but it was
Oh,
good
it's
stuff.
so long.
That's the thing with these is I love this match, but it is so fucking long. It doesn't need to be that long.
No.
Sorry, it just doesn't.
Here's the thing, and this is where somebody's gonna fucking probably annihilate me on Twitter.
Here we go. At Nestlemania.
Here we go, right? Everybody used to love the ideas. Like in the 80s, it was like Ric Flair could go 60 minutes in a time limit draw, a Broadway. You know, it was like all this shit. And yes, I want a longer match because we're used to WWE having, Raw and SmackDown matches be 45 seconds or maybe 7 minutes at the best. My comfortability factor for me for really like good time for a good match for me is anywhere from the 15 to 20, maybe I'll even give 30 if it's good. But when I get to like 35 minutes, I'm just like, for the fucking Christ of time, can you just stop these falsies? Can you stop these fucking reversals?
Don't
Like,
turn wrestling into fucking baseball, okay?
Yeah.
Like, let's have that nice, like, the NBA does it right. 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Put a time stamp on
For
it.
equivalent to wrestling, that'd be like 15 to 25.
Exactly. That is my happy medium spot right there. That is my medium to medium rare. If it's a steak, that is what I want. So I'm sorry, but I love Johnny Gargano. I definitely love Adam Cole.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, is every Johnny Gargano match going to be 45 fucking minutes? Like, it was beautiful.
He's
it
a
was.
rebel heart.
But I'm sorry. At some points, like, here's where I know it's too long. When I get to a point where they're down on the ground for at least 3 minutes and I'm like, oh, that's right, I can fast forward. And I still fast forward, and they're still climbing back into the ring, and nothing's happened. So for me, those are the moments where I'm like, and everybody's going to be like, oh, they're building suspense. Yeah, I know. I went to wrestling school. I work with wrestlers. I know how to build suspense, assholes. What I'm trying to say is, like, I can't fucking do it as a viewer. It's just like, keep my mind going, please. And if it's 45 fucking minutes, I'm out.
He is like, yeah. Okay.
I'm angry.
All right. Well, we're going to stop because you're poo-pooing on that way too much. But we're going to go to the shine of Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, boy.
We already did the shine of the week, which
Yes.
is Moxley and NXT. We're going to the shine of Raw and SmackDown.
Not
For
much.
me, nothing on fucking SmackDown. Not even going to talk about that bullshit. But we're going to start off with the shine of the week. And, this was the second time this guy was in the ring. But Seth's in the ring. Corbin comes out, gives him an end of days. It's great. Distracted by the Brock music. And out comes Brock Lesnar. And he literally beat the living fuck out of Seth Rollins. We haven't had a Brock beatdown this good in a long time. Yeah. This was shades of when he killed 3MB. It was great. And you know what? At the end, him going, cash in, going, Friday. It's Friday.
I'm sure it's made already.
To me, the reason why I love this is not only because it's compelling television, but this is the one thing on Raw where I'm actually like glued to the TV and interested because it's like something's actually happening. And this is what the Money in the Bank briefcase is supposed to be. A heel teasing and playing mind games. And I love the fact that he didn't cash in because Brock knows this is just him being like, look at Seth, I can do this to you anytime I want. Anytime I want, I can come out here and beat the fuck out of you and take that title. It's just playing mind games. It's also like Friday. I fully expect him to not come up against Seth Rollins. I expect him to beat the fuck out of Kofi Kingston. Send a message there. If he cashes in on Kofi, who knows? Maybe he does. But I think it's more of, we're going to continue to get these teases, which I think is exciting. This is what it's supposed to be. Maybe after this Friday, Brock goes away for a few weeks. Then he randomly pops up at the next pay-per-view when we're not expecting it.
Stomping
and beats out a
ground.
champion. Like, I like this. To me, this is the biggest positive of the week. It is the most interesting thing in the company. They've taken the guy that we were all sick of and we wanted gone and made him the one of the only compelling things on WWE TV. The only shame of this is Baron Corbin's being overshadowed and he's such a stud. But also, again, smart. Maybe Corbin will just win and then, that'll be great.
Okay.
But yeah, this is my super shine of the week. It's Brock Lesnar. Brock fucking Lesnar.
My shine, I thought, was another match. We asked for it. We got it. Ricochet and Cesaro. Again, they even had promos, and they even said this thing could go on forever. Thanve you very much. I've appreciated it.
Yep.
They don't care how long it goes. It was, again, they might have had a couple things that they used in prior matches, but it was still nuanced and different, and I appreciated it. It was a little sloppy towards the end, but again,
Don't care.
It's going 400 miles an hour. It's going to happen.
Yep.
So I was just like, you know what? It entertained me. It was fast moving. It was fun, and I enjoyed it. So for me, big thumbs up from the Neski, and I was very happy with it. So there you go.
Completely agree. It was a treat to watch. My next thing is I'm just going to stick to the Raw portion for this character. Not going to mention what happened the next night, but I'm actually really digging the Alexa Nikki Cross thing going on Raw. You know, it's something different that we're not getting. It's using some characters we don't get to see. It's different. It's intriguing. It's fresh. They have that odd couple thing going. It's actually they're kind of feuding, I guess, with the tag team champions, which is interesting. And I just really like what they're doing with Nikki Cross. Because again, this is something different. It is something authentic to that brand. And it's a nice way to use Alexa Bliss in a different way without her being part of the title picture. That quickly changed, but we're not talking about that now. But in terms of what has been happening on Raw with these women the last couple weeks, I'm really enjoying it.
I'm searching. I mean, I agree, but I'm almost getting to a point where I'm like, but it is intriguing. The backstage promo, I thought, like, to jump on that when they were backstage with Nikki, and I popped so hard. This is weird to say. I'll change my order. I was laughing so hard when I saw the Iconics do their pose, and then now they're doing their lunge. The lunge out of it, timed perfectly, by the way. I was in stitches. I was like, this is great. It sucks that they're not really doing anything and not defending their tag titles, which I'm sure we'll get later into the program about. But I was just like, this right here, for the Iconics to have such a scene-stealing thing, I was so just enamored by it. And then, of course, the thing with, Alexa and Nikki made me go, okay, cool. Like, this is great. This is different. And, we always know Bliss can just turn the switch and be back where she wants to be. It's not hard for her to do, so it was great. I thought overall a positive segment when I was watching it. Yes. I was like, I seriously enjoyed that 2 to 3 minutes. I thought it was a very good executed portion of the show.
You know what else I enjoy? Always in the shine. Mandy has a fitness app. You should all go download it, subscribe, get super fit like Mandy, because she's always in the shine. Absolute stud. Congrats to her. A magazine cover last week, her own app this week. Wish me a happy birthday the week before. Everything's coming up, Mandy.
Do you want to?
No.
Okay.
I'm not talking about that show.
No,
but.
I'm just. I just want to say, as usually now Instagram, you have to say that you're a paid influencer if you're going to talk about Mandy like that. Would you like to say that you're an influencer? I'm just joking.
I mean, I am.
It sounds like you're coming up Mandy, so it's just like
I'm a fitness influencer. I guess. No,
yeah, exactly.
Not at all.
No.
But I know you're going to want to talk about the Funhouse. But before we get to that, I just have one quick note. Because this is going to shock you for something that I'm putting in my shine.
Oh, no.
But this is the only actual in-ring segment we've had for it. And it was simple. And it was funny. And this is the kind of nostalgia I can get behind because it's a one-time thing that's off. But the Triple H Randy Orton segment, I actually enjoyed. Triple H blowing the smoke up Randy's butt. Always going to be good for me because I think Randy Orton's one of the best of all time as well. I agree, Hunter. And then Orton just, you could tell Randy Orton, whenever he has fun, it's like, I like this. Like, he's into this. It's just him telling him to get his balls back from Steph's purse. And he's, laughing the whole time. They both can't take it seriously. It's supposed to be, this hate feud, but it's that's what I like. It's just authentic to me. It's just two guys that have been in the business together forever. They're having probably their last match against each other ever. It's a one-off at a random pay-per-view. Nobody gives a shit about, but that's the place to put it. They aren't dominating in-ring TV time. It was a nice, simple thing. So for me, that's shine.
Where does Randy Orton? Is he still on SmackDown?
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, he was, I guess, a wild card this week. Which, that rule's gotten very liberal.
Let's go to the
SmackDown. They're about 16.
I was gonna say, let's go to Joe Stopper for the results.
Yeah.
I mean, he kept count for I think SmackDown at least, and it was ridiculous. But
brutal.
It is what it is. So here's the thing. I don't have anything else in my shine. I really don't.
You don't have the Firefly Funhouse?
No.
Shine?
So here's my thing.
That's shine.
I believe that the Firefly I can't even do it. Firefly Funhouse. There we go, Nestle. You can put that in its own segment on the show.
No, because this was Shine this week.
Oh, it was Shine. It was.
Because Wyatt's Gym is fucking hilarious. That might be one of the best shirts I've ever come out with.
Yeah, it was. And so here's the thing. I like making it its own segment because I feel like
okay. Let's go there.
All right, so here we go. So I was watching. I'm curious what you think before I go off on my diatribe.
I enjoyed it. Our boy Ben texted us before we'd even seen it. Says it was his favorite one yet. It's up there. I really enjoyed it because it was just different. They're finding a way to make this thing evolve a little each week and be a little different. I appreciated the Husky reference and all that stuff. I thought it was good. It was an entertaining couple minutes of television.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go into Detective Nestle. Here we go into the Firefly Fun House. Got it. Great. Wonderful. So I was watching this thing with obviously a very keen detective eye. And I was watching it, and because these are the opinions of only Nestle and only Nestle alone, and not anybody else in the Jobberknocker, as well as anybody else in the WWE or anything else that watches wrestling or wrestling Twitter. Anyway, now that we got the disclaimer out, so I was watching this very, very intently, and I thought to myself, this is good. And he got very serious for a moment, and he said he had glasses on, and he was talking and very deep, and he goes, I have to talk to you about something serious. And before we get into the wackiness of it all, let's think about this. He had glasses on, right? He's had glasses on in a couple of these things. So I was thinking to myself, I said, look, maybe, just maybe, is he trying to mock some type of, like, doctor? Is he, like, making fun of some doctor? Like this whole portion of, like, what the Firefly Fun House is it, like, because we're assuming that he's either in purgatory or he's in limbo or he's got this all in his brain or some alternate dimension or something that's weird. But is this like some type of psychiatric person, like, trying to be like, now, Bray, tell me how you feel, and that's why he got all super serious before he did it? I don't know. Something to think about when you're watching. So then he gets into it and goes, we're going to talk about exercise. And then it was interesting. They went back to the graphic. If you look at the graphic, the people in the graphic, except Abby, which, by the way, if you watch Abby throughout this entire 3.5 minutes, does not want any part of the pull up your pants, do the dance, essentially. Like, they go cut to her. The Muscle Man dance she wants nothing to do with the whole time, which is interesting to me. It's just like they cut to Abby. She's still. They go back to him doing his dance, and then it cuts back to her just shaking her head, which I was like, okay, so Abby not only doesn't like this, but thinks this is the stupidest thing alive, which is an interesting commentary if you really, really look at it, because I was just like, okay, so clearly she just wants to be left alone from last week. She got dug back up, essentially, and now he's acting like a complete idiot, and she's just like, doesn't want anything to do with it. So it's interesting to me that she's keeping it to the character of just like, dude, this isn't who you are. I don't approve of it. So I was very interested in that aspect of it, which, again, I'm probably reading way too much into it and going down a rabbit hole, but this is what I feel.
Yep.
The next portion of it, which cracked me the fuck up, was Huskus, the pig boy. Let's go into this a little bit deeper. Obviously, Husky Harris was what they were talking about, but if you think even more into it, he had a chocolate bar. He talked like a little Dutch boy, a little German boy. And it's interesting that they brought it back to the character of Charlie the Chocolate Factory, which is why he had the accent. So it's little things like that I appreciated, that I was like, I'm a little fat boy and I love chocolate or whatever. Like, I popped big time for that because, again, the nuances of what he's doing, he's bringing in all these references to it. And here, the next part fucking blew me away, was the fact that there was a knock on the door. And out in the door comes the Vince McMahon doll with, like... horns. And the fact that he sees Vince McMahon as the devil. And I'm even more impressed that Vince McMahon signed off on this entire thing. Like, I'm sure he's sitting there going, ha, 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 ha. Like, he's probably back there going, this is the good shit. This shit's good.
Good timing, too, with what happened the week before.
Oh, I know, right? Like, it was perfect. I was just like, this is good shit. Like, he's probably sitting there laughing his ass off, belly aching. But I was just like, I was so interested in it. And then it was just like, watching this entire thing, they go, okay, and then all of a sudden they're going to do the Muscle Man dance. Pull up your pants and do the Muscle Man dance, which, by the way, if it's not a ringtone for somebody by now, I'll be surprised. But if you watch quickly, before they get into it, they cut to fucking Rambling Rabbit, hitting the keys, tickling the ivories, and then it goes to a transition. It's a pentagram in and out of the Muscle Man dance, which is interesting to me because that means most likely sacrificial lamb or some type of sacrifice would be interesting to me. Very interesting to me. I don't know where we're going to go with that, but it's very, very interesting. I'm curious what you thought of the Muscle Man dance segment.
It was fun. I like fun.
It was great.
It's good. This is good shit, Pierogi.
It is great. I loved every second of this. And Ben's right. It was fucking amazing. But I was just, when I was watching it, I was like, okay. So he's wearing, by the way, the t-shirt itself was interesting to me too, the Wyatt Gym, because it's the Fiend, essentially, with, the fucking Mercy the Buzzard over on his shoulder. But the house is beneath him. Like, I was just like, there's got to be an explanation or juxtaposition there somewhere. There's got to be something saying, like, the Fiend is taking over. You used to know the fucking Buzzard, but now the house is, like, belittling him. Abby is so small and not coming back. Like, there's probably something there if you look at the t-shirt, which, again, is available on WWEshop.com if you want it.
Wow. Speaking of influencing.
I am not an influencer. If they gave me a check, I'd be really happy right about now. But getting back to it, so I was watching it, and a lot of it was just jokiness, right? He was just like, do the Muscle Man dance. But if you really slow it back down and you watch it, he said certain things in there that were not part of what he was joking about. He did say, just follow my voice, you really don't have a choice, right? That's interesting to me. Is he hypnotizing you? Was that what he was personally doing right there? Was he trying to captivate you? Was he trying to get you to be his friend? Let him in?
Let me in.
Right? He's trying to do something, and it's maybe working. Maybe he's trying to get himself into a certain type of trance. It's very interesting to me. And then finally, that random shot of the Fiend shows up where he just gets stone cold dead and says, erase your mind, which is great to me because that makes me feel like what we're getting is something fucking ridiculously new. It's not what we know. And Eddie, and literally like every iteration of what we saw is part of him. It's Rambling Rabbit. It's Mercy, the Buzzard. It's Sister Abigail. And now we have, the little pork belly pork boy, with Husky Harris having too much, weight. Is that like exactly what happened? Was he on the verge of being fired? Did someone stand up for him? It's interesting to think about these things because he went above and beyond. And it's like, to me, like I watched it and I thought it was a commentary about like not only his career, but a little bit into his life of like, I was a fat guy that Vince didn't like. Remember in NXT, like Husky Harris, they kept putting over in commentary. It's like, he's got a fat body, but he's got a Ferrari engine. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who the hell says that shit, right? But like,
high motor.
Yeah, high motor. And it's just like, what am I, the Combine? Like, whatever. But like, it's just interesting to me. And then like the fact that he like wore what I can only imagine to be like the Vince McMahon prototypical fucking workout shit. Like, it was either Lex Luger or Bret Hart-ish. It was just like, wearing the fanny pack. And it was just like, this is what Vince wanted. I turned myself into what Vince wanted. And it's interesting because like he has that bodybuilding fetish. Like it was so cool to wrap everything together. And I really, really, really appreciated it. So that's basically everything that I could see in this thing.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But I was just like, I was overwhelmed and stimulated. It was very weird. Like, it was like everything you needed to happen in like 3 minutes. It was there. The clues are there, man. And it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating. And
Yowie, wowie.
Yowie, wowie. And here's something else that I was... And
there's more.
There's one more thing. But again, I could be completely wrong. And this is where I'm jealous because a program alert, folks. I'm not going to be here next week. So there is going to be a guest, but I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Special guest host.
Yes. But that's a tease, as we call in the biz. But so somebody on Twitter wrote that they showed that Bray Wyatt actually put out the correct poem when he said, go back to 2015, look at all my promos. And if you look at everything, there's 7 or 8 lines of this poem. And if you look, people are thinking that the lines in the poem line up with the names of the episodes of Firefly Funhouse. And it's interesting if you go back and you look at it. The last one is about a burnt wing angel bringing you home. So people are thinking that next week is the end of Firefly Funhouse.
No!
And that is going to be the debut. He's going to physically do something. If that happens next week, I'm going to be so pissed.
Am I going to have to play Detective Nestle next week?
You might have to.
Oh, God. Whew. I'm going to have to practice for my role.
Or your special guests can do that too.
Can try it too, yeah.
That's fine. But I'm telling you right now, I am upset if it's the finale.
It won't be.
And I can't be here to give you the shit that you need.
No, next week is Baron Corbin Appreciation Week when he wins the title.
All right, but if it is, I might have to do a video from where I'm going to be in an undisclosed location, and I'm going to have to tell you everything I saw. Has to do nothing with the rest of the podcast. If you want me to do that 45-minute video, I'll do it anyway, just because. I'll do it in the bathroom. I don't care.
Oh, boy.
I know that sounded weird. Anyway, there is Detective now, so let's wrap this thing up with a nice little bow, and let's get heaty.
Well, you know what?
Too much.
We're just going to start from the beginning. SmackDown Live superstar Roman Reigns kicks off Monday Night Raw for like the 10th week in a row. Then out comes fucking Bo Baggins, McFuckface, Shitface, McBrain, worst fucking promo in the history of wrestling. Shane McMahon. Honestly, when he's at there, it's just like white noise for me. I can't listen. I just don't give a fuck. Then they have a 6-man tag, which was actually a fun match. It's just a 6-man tag.
Who gives a shit? I refuse it.
Get a lot of Shane McMahon on Raw.
Get that shit out of here.
On SmackDown, Shane McMahon gets a backstage promo early in the show. I don't even know what he said, again, because it was nonsense. And he talks about how he's going to come out to the ring and cut another promo later. Yippee! And I sweat. He comes out later, cuts another fucking terrible promo, did some terrible shit. Roman Reigns come out and did something.
Beat up your
Then
boys.
Shane made like a lumberjack match or something with R-Truth, and Elias won, and then R-Truth won it back under the ring, even though you couldn't see it. Just like,
Oh, it's actually on Twitter. There's a video specifically of a camera underneath
I know,
the
I
ring.
did see
It's
that.
great.
But no, it was better. Jinder Mahal pinning him on a golf course. That's good shit.
How did he have
That's
full
good
gear?
content.
In full
Because
gear.
he brought the ref with him. He knew. R-Truth didn't. R-Truth thought he got away and was playing some nice golf with Carmella. Little did he know is that the modern day Maharaja, smartest man in the world who did it outside of television, became a champion. I like.
Wouldn't it have been better for the modern day Maharaja to be in full golf gear, like
No.
knickers and a hat?
He
being
was
stewarded
prepared
up?
for a match.
It would be great. Have some suspense there.
No.
Why is this random guy
No.
with golf gear trying to pin me? That'd be hilarious.
No, this way was better. Your idea sucks.
Okay, great, wonderful.
Your idea sucks. Just like everything Shane touches. Like, can we just like never like what are we doing? So I'm trying to think of in my mind like, okay, they're doing this. Oh my God, I get it now. Vince has made Shane so fucking hateable that we're all gonna fucking cheer for Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia. No matter what, even the people I already cheer for him, but everyone who hates him, Roman Reigns, he thinks we're gonna treat him like a god because he's beating down the most annoying, fucking stupid, worthless thing ever. It's not gonna work. I just don't care. I just like does anyone does this feud end hopefully on Friday?
No, God,
Like,
no.
and poor McIntyre just comes out. He's a heavy now. The Revival where fucking Shane's heavy on
Oh,
SmackDown.
well, you know.
Wild card bitches, and fucking Elias is like, oh yeah, Elias, you're just gonna get the Stooge title. No one actually cares about you. It's like, come on, fuck this shit, man.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm
yeah.
out. I'm out.
I don't know why this came to me, but every time I see the Mac and Shane on the screen together, my name is Mick Mac. Like, that is how I feel when I see them. And then, of course, I went to myself and I went like, yeah, of course, they're dealing with Roman Reigns. Like, Mick Mac, Patty Whack, give the big dog a bone. And that's like exactly what I was thinking when I was
pretty
watching it. Like, Mick Mac, Patty Whack. Like, that's exactly what I feel when I watch that. And I was like, if my brain is going to that point, this whole thing is fucking garbage. Like, it is hot, steamy pile of garbage. The 6-man tag, God bless you. I hate it. Like, get it out of my
a
system.
good match.
It was fine, but it was just like the bloodline. It was just like
Well, here's
whatever.
The typical thing happened where they advertise this as a match, and then they do an in-ring segment to try to set up the match. It's like, you can't fucking, like, you're not
We're working
dragging.
backwards.
The horse should be dragging you. You shouldn't be dragging the horse.
Right.
You know, hop on the horse, take your Old Town Road with your hat matted black, and you got the black boots to match. Riding on a horse, huh? Faster than your Porsche? Like, come on. Like, just it's
It
frustrating.
was bad. It was very, very bad.
So much frustrating shit this week, man.
It was bad. And then, so here's the other thing. Here's the other big thing that we're going to get into today, especially on SmackDown. I mean, the recaps, the packages, all over the damn place. It was just like, yeah, you think I'm tough? I'm going to stand here for a minute 35 and show you why I'm important, damn it. And it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I can watch those recaps online. Do you think the people in the arena are like, yeah, recaps? Woo! No.
There were like 15 recaps.
There
on SmackDown.
were.
It is legitimately like, it's a recap show now.
It's
sucks.
unbelievable.
It's like, let's recap Raw for half the show, and the other half of the show, Shane McMahon. No
It's bad.
wrestling for you.
Then it was just like,
There was one match in like the first hour and 15 minutes.
it was like Kofi Kingston threw to something about Ghana, which was very cool, and I was like, that was necessary. I'm okay with that. Then Ziggler comes out with a fucking video package.
He tossed to like 5 video
and it was just like, then
packages.
Kofi had to show him what he forgot to show, and then it was just ad nauseum. It was just like da 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 da, and I'm like, okay, that's great. And then it was just like you said, it was like showed what they did on Raw. They ended SmackDown with a review of what happened like 20 minutes ago. It was fucking like, you want to talk about a popcorn fart leading into an event we don't care about. Man, it was such a terrible, terrible execution of it. It was like the crescendo of an ending of a show to me is the most important thing that you could do.
SmackDown sucks.
It's awful.
It's a
It is
horrible
the worst
television show.
show I've ever seen.
If I didn't get paid to watch it at work, I wouldn't watch it live. But you know, I'm just at work, and it's better than watching the Red Sox. So maybe it isn't though. Maybe I should fucking watch baseball. I should watch a fucking 5-hour game where fucking 2 things happen the entire time, because that's 2 more things than what happens on SmackDown. Oh, here's what get me excited. Like, okay, Andrade's coming out for a match. Sweet. Oh crap, there's only 20 minutes left. Oh, Apollo Crews. This could be a fun little match, even if it's quick. One move, match never happened. Things come out. Andrade beats him up, end segment. What the fuck? After all the bullshit you did on the show, you couldn't give me a fucking 7-minute Andrade Apollo match, which would be fucking good?
Yep.
Fuck you.
Preach, baby. Preach. Where else do we go?
We're like.
Are we in SmackDown land for the rest of it? We might as well
I mean,
just get it over with.
There's some bad Raw too, but just go wherever the fuck you want. There's so much bad shit, man.
So here's the thing. I am so upset with the fact that Alexa Bliss did such a great job on Raw. She goes over to SmackDown and it's just like, what?
She's a heel again.
What?
She was a face on Raw
Yeah.
and a heel on SmackDown.
What?
You wonder why your wild card shit sucks. It's convoluted. That don't make no goddamn sense.
No.
I can't even speak. I'm so fucking angry.
It doesn't make any sense because I'm just like watching you going, huh? What? Yeah? What? Like it doesn't make any sense because it's just why? Like why? Like my brain hurts. Like I know we're asking for things, but it's just like you can't just be like on SmackDown she's playing a heel, on Raw she's now a baby.
Well, now
like,
she's challenging for the SmackDown Women's title in a feud that was the feud that like kind of ruined Bayley the first time.
Right.
Let's bring that back. It's like, so we have this number one contender match, Carmella. So apparently if you come out, you get to be in it. Charlotte's in it, which makes sense, fine. But like the third person's Alexa Bliss, not Ember Moon, not the better blonde in Mandy Rose, not Sonya Deville, not Asuka, not Kairi Sane. See where I'm going here? There's like fucking 30 women on the... What do we talk about the shakeup? Like, holy shit, SmackDown is stacked. But none of them matter. We're going to take like one of the few superstars who's actually like on Raw and have them fight for SmackDown? I don't understand. I don't get like how this is a good idea.
And here's the other thing. The moment of Bliss thing was whatever. Like I laughed at the coffee bit. That was fine.
Yeah, but then it's just like
it's a callback because she got spilled on Monday, which was whatever. It is what it is. But it's just like, God. And then here's the other thing that and people are going to be like, oh, you're nitpicking, which I probably am. But she went in there and she just fucking devalued the shit out of Bayley. Like she was just like saying like, when I had the SmackDown championship, it was the most talked about championship. And like, I get what they were doing.
Yeah, but
like,
she's not wrong because Bayley just got hot shot in that title. And
no,
has
I
done
understand
nothing.
that, but it's just like it's so fragile at this point.
Yeah.
Why are you like? And this is my biggest argument about stuff. Like, why are you calling attention to stuff like that? Like, you could do whatever you want.
I think the kids that we see in the Firefly Funhouse are actually the people who write these shows.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's like
honestly, no, that's disrespectful to those kids. Those kids would do a better job.
I don't get it. Like, I just don't fucking get it. Like, why would you get out there and devalue? Like, I understand it's like you're trying to get under her skin, and that's what Bayley, like, her response was. But you could have done anything except say, like, that championship sucks. Like, why would you say that? Like, you're literally saying there's no reason to watch this match. There's literally no reason to care.
Yeah.
You're calling upon that fact, and I don't like that. Like, you turn me off so quickly where you say stuff like that, and it's just like, whoever thought that was a good idea, shame on you. Shame on you, because now it doesn't matter if Bayley wins. I don't care. Like, Bayley wins and beats Alexa Bliss, which we know is probably going to happen. It doesn't matter now.
Yep.
It does not matter. And so for me, I'm just looking at it going, that entire thing, execution-wise, was dog shit. The whole thing was dog shit.
Yep. And
Awful.
Ember Moon is so frustrated about not getting an opportunity. She ripped up the magazines that Sonya and Mandy gave her last week. Like, you have to be really mad to rip up that magazine.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's
Especially with
it's
the sticky pages.
unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Why did Ember have sticky pages? Oh, okay.
She must have borrowed yours. Anyway, moving on. Anything else on SmackDown that you want to actually talk about? We already talked about the lumberjack man. Hey, Aleister Black is hoping for somebody to do something.
Buddy Murphy tweeted at him last week, hey, I'll accept your challenge. Aleister Black, oh, no one accepted my challenge. He's a fucking coward. Buddy Murphy said yes, and he's a coward.
Cedric Alexander tweeted out, I missed 205 Live.
I don't blame him. He actually got to wrestle on that show.
So there you go. Good news. All
Oh,
right.
you know what? He did get to do a flippy dippy on Raw. That was cool. It's like, oh my God, look at Cedric's really cool. Oh, wait, this is a fucking woo segment.
Here's another thing that really bothered me. Lars was on both shows.
Yeah.
And both of those segments, in my opinion, fucking buried him.
I actually enjoyed his SmackDown thing.
Stop it.
I did. I thought he
Stop
cut
it.
a good promo. He's well
Stop it.
spoken. I didn't realize he was that well spoken.
Stop it.
He's a fucking
Stop
smart
it.
monster.
No, I don't want
Which
that.
means he has depth.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want the next fucking Nathan Jones.
No,
and
I don't
shit
want
like
it.
that.
He's Snitsky, but that's fine.
Yeah, he's Snitsky. You can cut a fucking promo.
Well, so could Snitsky. It's
No,
fine.
Snitsky
Wasn't my fault.
Lars is a better wrestler, promo, everything than Snitsky.
Here's the thing that I hated about Lars, about having him fucking talk. It was like, there's one word to describe me, and I'm going to spell it out for you.
No, he didn't.
No, but it was just like, he was like,
He had
and
Kayla say
Kayla
it.
said freak. And it was just like, You humanize this fucking guy. It's like, my entire life I've been called this thing. It's like, why do we, like, it
All
doesn't
right,
make
well,
any sense for
I can
that.
tell you why they probably did it, because this guy is coming off so dehumanizing with all the racist shit from like 10 years ago.
Fine.
That they're trying to be like, look this guy's been made fun of. The reason why he's a bully is because you people bullied him because he looks like a freak.
Do you realize how much you had to say to defend somebody like that?
I
It
know.
doesn't make any
I'm
sense.
not saying the logic is smart.
It's
but
stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Look. Here's the thing. He already got was $100,000 in sensitivity training he had to do, right? Clearly, he's going to have to deal with this the rest of his life.
Of course he
should
is.
Should he said it? No. Should he have done it? No. Do I care? Yes. That he shouldn't have said it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm strictly looking at the character standpoint. I don't care about the outside factor
Yes.
of it. When he's talking about this, he sounded like Luke Gallows doing a Finkel impersonation. Like, that's exactly contest.
but
Like, that's what he sounded
you
like.
like Luke Gallows.
I do like Luke Gallows, but I'm saying
And
as
you
a
like
monster.
Fink.
No, I'm saying as a monster, it's not destructive. Like, you don't look at Luke Gallows and go like, move out of the way.
Well, but see, this is where I'm calling out you in the internet, because you all bitching and complaining about Lars
You
is
all.
one trick pony. He comes out, just beats people up. I'm so sick of these characters, blah, blah, blah. So they give his character a little more depth and show you that actually he's smart and calculating. And now you're like, oh, I don't want to hear him talk. I want to be a monster. Make up your fucking mind, Adam. And
Who
internet.
the fuck is Adam?
You are Nestlemania.
There you go.
But you and the internet need to make up your fucking mind. That's why I was like, this is the Raw segment, waste of time, shouldn't have happened. He's on fucking SmackDown. I don't know why he's feuding with 3 fucking luchadors from 205
Because he's
Live.
going to squash him in 45
I
seconds.
know, it's dumb.
But I'm just saying, it's important for me to state that you're wrong because...
I'm right.
No, you're wrong. Because the thing is that he could have had a promo. I'm fine with him. If he had to talk, whatever, I'm over that.
Well,
But
the script wasn't great. It was fucking 3 blind mice. But
it
I
was
thought
just-
he did a good job.
No, it's just the execution of it is just like, again, execution. The excellence of execution is not there. It's not Bret Hart, but I just...
Thank God.
It's not... Wait,
We have enough geriatric jobbers.
you stop that. Bret Hart is a national
Bret Hart's in
treasure.
AEW. He can fucking stay there. It's a better fucking show anyways, and they've only had one.
Anyway, look, I just don't like that he was just saying that. You can have him be something with saying his vernacular and all his great vocabulary words. Maybe he borrowed a Ronda Rousey fucking gumption
So
dictionary.
it
I don't
sounds like
care.
you're blaming the writing.
No, I'm saying the portion of it is exactly what I'm going to say, is that he should have been in some type of dark setting. He shouldn't have been out there with the bright lights. Kayla should have been able to not find him the entire day and then found him in this dark place and make her feel very uncomfortable in the environment that he was in, like a boiler room, something like
so
that.
you want him to be a sexist fucking character,
No, that's
too.
not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is you have to create some suspense, some mystery, some je ne sais quoi to
By
him.
saying you want to find a woman, find him in a dark room, that's giving me mad creep. No.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. It's just like an
I
investigative
know, I
reporter.
get what
you
you're saying,
jerk.
but it's like,
You're spewing up shit.
of all the shit to hate this week, this is just the bottom of the list.
It is the bottom of the
And
list.
we
But I
have
just
to,
think
we're going to preview this match later. I don't know.
Fuck it, whatever. Let's
quote
move
unquote,
on.
We're
Whatever.
We're going to
Whatever.
quote unquote preview this match.
agree to disagree. You're a jerk. Let's
I'm
move
right.
on.
So
Fuck you.
I guess we go to Raw now.
Ugh. Get that
Ray
taste out of
relinquishes the title to Samoa Joe.
I mean, what did you expect? It was, it
Him
was on the.
to relinquish the title and then be like, now we have to figure out who's going to be the new champion. I'll be like, here, Joe, have the title. What? What?
Ah,
They
whatever.
fucking hate each other. If Ray's going to relinquish the title, he should have been like, here, Dominic, be U.S. champion. Oh, here, Kalisto, be U.S. champion so Lars can take it off you. Like, I
Yeah.
don't fucking know. Like, why is he giving it? Like, are you kidding me? And then Joe beats it. See, that's the thing. Is Ray dumb enough to be like, I'm going to give it to Joe. He won't beat me up with my injured shoulder. No, it's Samoa Joe. He's going to beat the fuck out of you whether you give him a title or not. You give him $1 million and be like, thanks, beat the fuck out of you.
So what do you want him
Dumb.
to do?
Fucking relinquish the title like everyone else, or just be like, don't even come back. Be like, hey, Ray had to get the title. He's injured. Now we're going to figure out who the new champion is.
So don't have that interaction between the two of them at all.
No, not if they're just going to hand him the title. If you want to be it like Ray's being like, I'm giving up the title, Joe to come out and be like, I'm taking it. Ray being like, that's not how it works. And maybe Joe steals the title, but he's not actually champion. But Ray being like, here,
I feel
Joe,
like-
I'm giving you the title.
I
You're
feel
my
like
best friend in the whole world. Now hug me and choke me to death.
that's not exactly how it
Separate
went.
my shoulder.
That's not exactly
more.
how it went.
Separate it even more, Joe.
He's 45. Give that guy a break.
I'm not. This isn't about Rey Mysterio. This is about the fucking segment being shit because the fucking writing makes no fucking sense.
All right.
Sucks.
All right.
Yeah.
I still think Samoa Joe is a great asshole. I think he's
He
amazing.
is. I love
So-
Samoa Joe. It's nothing to do with Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe did what he was supposed to do. If someone hands me a title, I'd be like, thanks.
Here's something else that can we move on because there's no use in talking about that. I don't think that it's a title nobody gives a shit about. Let's just.
I give a shit about it.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
No,
I
you
give a
don't.
shit about the U.S. title. That was my fucking hope last week. I clearly give a shit about it. WWE doesn't give a shit about. They don't give a shit about their mid-card titles.
Nobody gives a shit about the U.S. title.
Yes,
Nobody
I do.
does.
I give a shit about the U.S. title because I think it's a good job to have like guys in the middle of the card wrestle for something. Because Ricochet's not going to be fighting Brock Lesnar for the WWE title, but
dare
Ricochet
you.
could be fighting people for the U.S. title. And it's compelling shit. So we see Andrade and Finn Balor in the mid-card of SmackDown. It's a beautiful match. There's just no fucking story with it.
Okay, great, wonderful. Here's something else that I did not join. Here's a hot topic we didn't really talk about, so I'm curious to see how you feel about this. I personally believe that Charlotte and Lacey had the world's shittiest fucking match I've ever seen
You
in
think
my
that's
life.
a hot topic?
Well, Billy was saying how great it was, so Billy thought it was great. So I don't know. Just wanted to throw that out there very
He's
quickly.
the only person I saw that was a good match.
Okay,
Then.
because I just wanted to know. Like everybody thought, and I could not deal with it. That was like watching two people not cooperate. That was almost a shoot fight, in my opinion, by accident. That's how it felt when I was watching it. Like it just like nobody was working together. It was like I didn't know if it was Sandbag and Charlotte. Like I don't know what the fuck it was.
I
Like,
know.
it was-
I legitimately, I think it was that. Hey, these two are on two separate brands. They've never really interacted. They were probably told 40 minutes before the show, like, "Hey, you're having a match." And Lacey still is somewhat of a beginner at all this,
Right.
So she probably needs more preparation to work with someone. And as we've seen, when Charlotte doesn't have a good dance partner, her matches fucking suck.
yeah.
So I think that's exactly what it was. And it's putting your superstars in a bad position and then them going out there and having a fucking bad match.
It was bad. It was in my opinion, it was one of the worst matches I've seen in a long, long time.
I don't know. We've seen some bad matches.
No, this one
it's bad though.
Here's the thing: when you can tell that it's a bad match as it's going on, like if you can tell, like this is bad, like you're not even halfway through the match, you're like, okay, this is bad. To me, that's a flag
I mean,
right
it
there.
started bad, so it was just that was it.
I didn't. The whole thing was a
spiraled.
character assassination of Becky Lynch. She's like, I can't wait to get my hands on Lacey. Lacey walks in, doesn't hit her.
Yep.
Then Charlotte comes in. It's like, haha, I made fun of you. Didn't hit her. I'm gonna stand out here. Then I'm gonna wait for my moment. Oh, I'm gonna break up the match because it was dog shit to begin with, and then I'm gonna hit them. It's like, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Why are we cooling off every
know.
jet in the possibility
The
category?
pre-match
here?
promos I enjoyed. I was like, oh, this is good stuff. Then the match happened. I'm like, this didn't need to happen.
The whole thing was just like, dun dun dun. We have a moment of silence for fucking anything that makes sense. Anything that makes sense. Awful.
Why?
Convoluted.
Why are they getting worse?
I don't know. You want to talk about worse? We also have an arm wrestling match that went nowhere.
I didn't even write that down. I was just so because I saw them tease this at work. It was like I was flipping between the Bruins and this, and our boy Billy was in. And I go, oh, they're doing an arm wrestling. I was like, oh, and he looked at me. He's like, you know what? At least it's something different. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna go into this with a positive thing. And then it happened. And I was like, nope, this fucking sucks. If there's an easier way to make Braun and Bobby both look like fucking pussies, then there you
Yep.
go. They did it.
They did it. And the other thing too is like, so Braun was
Pardon my French. I'm sorry.
Braun was looking like such a destructive force, and now chalk to the eyes gets him. And it was just like, what are we doing here? Like, what kind of cartoon violence are we in? It's just why they hate the 24/7 title in general. I know it's not the same argument, but it's just like the cartoon violence shit has to fucking stop. Like, and then the Bobby like bugging out with his eyes while he's doing the fucking arm thing. I'm just like, what are we doing? Like this whole thing, like, it could not have executed more poorly. It was so bad. I cannot deal with this shit. Like, I was watching it going, why? Arm wrestling never works. Never works unless it's over the top.
It could if it was like different, but this just wasn't it. This ain't
No.
it, Chief.
It ain't it. Anything else? Because I'm just getting to a point. Do we even want to talk about the two things you don't want to talk about?
Well, so here's the thing. I completely skipped the Undertaker segment on Raw, and it sounded like Raw did too. So good job, Raw. I legit I saw it was the last thing in the show, so I'm like, okay, cool. Just turned it off. Deleted my DVR. I don't care. I don't care. And then I saw people being like, oh my god, they cut off a legend. I'm like, oh my god, they're getting smart. I actually watched the Goldberg one. It was whatever. It's fucking Goldberg. It's fine. Like, one of his security guards was also like the assistant that brought Alexa the coffee. That was funny.
Yeah.
Besides that, it's just like whatever. It's like this is where they should put this match away from everything else. They each only like had one lead up thing, so whatever. It just I don't care. I don't care about the match on Friday. So whatever. But whatever. Yeah. I don't
the
know.
geriatric jobber
Yeah. Which
versus
one? The geriatric jobber.
yeah.
At least Goldberg's kind of cool sometimes. In a not cool way.
Goldberg is in shape. Goldberg looks miserable. This is what I want in a fighter.
Goldberg just wants that fucking money, and I
yeah.
respect that, man. If I'm like, I'm retired, and they'll be like, oh, you want more money? Okay. That's
Here's-
clearly what the Undertaker's
here's $7
doing.
million.
The Undertaker's the greediest man in the world.
Oh yeah.
So,
He's got to pay that alimony, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. He's got like 4 divorced wives or something.
yeah.
I don't
I
know.
wonder why. He just doesn't want to give it up.
Well, that was a segment. That was a great time. All right.
Yeah, I'm out.
We heated out.
I'm heated out.
All right, let's go to your hope. Do you have a hope?
Yeah, I do have a hope, actually.
End these lives of these old wrestlers.
I didn't have them, but then I realized, I'm like, oh, wait, the tag team division didn't exist on Raw or SmackDown. So here's my hope.
Yeah.
Combine those fucking titles. Because if you're not going to care about the ones on Raw, we literally never see the champions. SmackDown, I know Daniel Bryan's not going to start. They weren't on TV this week, right?
Nope.
Yep. So just like you don't have either division. Like tag team wrestling can be so good. They clearly don't give a fuck about the women's either. But at least if they combine these two and have one group of tag team champions, they can float to either show like the Iconics do. It makes them a little more prestigious because everyone's fighting for one. Like, let's be honest, Revival and Usos are fighting for the titles right now. Like that, they're fighting for the tag team championships that just happen to be on two different teams. Like the other two teams are fucking irrelevant. Irrelevant. They don't matter. So combine them. Make it one title. Make it something people are fighting for. Because, they're probably not going to combine the two world titles like we hope. But this is the one where I look and it's like, you guys are already disrespecting tag team wrestling every week and don't give a fuck about it. Just make it one. So then at least it's like, you don't want to do any tag team show on SmackDown. Just do it all on Raw. You only need one title. So that's my hope. Simple. Hashtag JC's hopes come true. Probably not in this case, but I hope they do. Unify the tag titles. I'm beat.
You look beat, bud. You okay? You want to talk about
It was
it?
a rough week. We started off in that great high of NXT, and then
Everything's gonna work out.
I don't think it is, though.
Everything's gonna work out. Everything's gonna come up, JC. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, everything always does come up JC, but
Okay.
what's your hope?
My hope is very simple. We're going to get the geriatric jobber versus the geriatric jobber. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to flip the script and say, this match doesn't take place. There's not going to be because they can't have Goldberg, in my opinion, probably lose the Undertaker. They can't have the Undertaker lose to Goldberg. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I'm thinking to myself, no, they're going to give us a schmoz. You know why?
I don't.
Because I believe my hope will be that the Lars Bar.
That was my hope like 6 months ago.
I want him to annihilate both of these guys in 30 minutes. No, sorry, 30 minutes.
Whoa,
30
no,
seconds.
no, no.
30 seconds or less. 30 seconds or less. Have him just fucking gong, doom, doom, Goldberg, whatever, do their fucking entrances. Fucking they stare each other down. They fucking hit all this shit real quick. It looks like it's going to be a 5-minute match. Have the Lars Bars come out and just fucking start nailing people. Just nail them. It's great. Let's do that. Let's have a destructor. Let's do everything. Let's get this thing going. Give me less than 10 minutes from being like 35 minutes for the entrance, 3 minutes for the match, and 45 seconds for the destructor of Lars. That's all I want. End of story. Get those guys off my TV. Get them off my TV. Get them off my TV. End of story.
That's our first rerun hope ever, and I love
know.
it. I fucking fully support it.
I want it.
Because honestly, when I was thinking this week, I'm like, I should just copy my hope from a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Because it's still my hope. I love it.
I want it again.
Double hope.
Double
We're
hope.
combining our powers
Yes.
to hope. But you know why I'm like not very optimistic it's going to happen? Because fucking Lars Bar has a match against Lucha.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Shit.
He's already there. So
I know, but
let's throw it
if
out.
he wasn't booked, at least it would be like I don't know, because they don't. I don't know. They suck.
It is what it is. I try. I have to agree with it because I
I
watched
like it. Again, that's perfect. That's what I want.
I want it.
Yeah.
I want them all.
Combined hope forces come true. Let's hope.
Yes. Put it out in the universe.
Don't call it a comeback. He's been here not that long and had a match and then didn't, and now he's in the top 1% though still. I'm giving it to EC3 because he is living his best life. He is living that gimmick. He has the picture from before the show. I mean, just with the solo cup looking miserable. Then during the show, he's just following around Drake Maverick looking miserable with his red solo cup. I mean, is it a blue solo cup maybe? I think he's just secretly a big Street Profit fan like the rest of us. But
Ain't no fag.
EC3 is getting my comeback because he's taking this fucking shit sandwich of crap that he doesn't deserve on him, and he's making something out of it. And that's what the good ones do. I'm scared he's going to put himself in the pigeonhole like Moxley and Slater and like Miz was for a while of just being the funny guy, but it's a start because more EC3 in our lives is better. So he gets my comeback. He's in the top 1%, and I love him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what it is.
Do you have a comeback?
I honestly, I was laying in bed trying to look at my notes, and I went like, can I give anybody a comeback? I'm going to give my comeback to the Viper Randy Orton because he was not on television, and he did something good, and all he had to say was like 2 lines, and I was in. He sold the match in like 45 seconds. I was very happy, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to see Randy Orton versus Triple H 450 fucking times.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Don't care.
But you know what? I looked at it, and I'm like, this is the week where I was like, I'm grasping, man. There's nothing. And I can't like give it to the Wyatt man because he was already so fucking beautiful and wonderful. It was just like there's no comeback to it. And it's like the only thing I could think of is Randy Orton. So Randy Orton gets my comeback because quite frankly, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, he's a stud. You're right. He sold the match in fucking 2 words.
Yep.
Now, only John Cena is the only other guy that can really do that nowadays. So, you
So-
know what? Fully endorse that. Now, we're going to go to Super Shitdown. But before we do that, I'm going to socialize the pod, jobberknocker.com. We're going to have all our prediction staff picks up there for you to read, as well as I already plugged the NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live stuff. But, all good shit happening. It's good shit, as Vince McMahon would say, happening on Jobberknocker. Pro wrestling tees, buy the shirts, Jobberknocker, Super Hot Fire, Monday Night Rerun, all available at prowrestlingtees.com. There is also a link on the website. If you have trouble spelling, you can just click it and go there because, of course, jobberknocker.com is already your homepage, so you don't have to type that in. We're everywhere you can imagine on podcasting apps. You probably listen to this on iTunes, so give us 5 stars, 5 flames. Write us a nice review. We appreciate the ones that are there. We work hard for you, so give us like 10 seconds of your time. We're also on Stitcher, Podomatic, Podbean. I went out of
We're
order.
archiving
Google
on
Play.
YouTube.
We're archiving on YouTube. Or yeah, any podcasting app we're there, except for SoundCloud. We said fuck them because they suck.
Yep.
Sorry, SoundCloud. Twitter at Jobberknocker, at Nestlemania, at JC of the JK, at DQ of the JK, at Ray Ray of the JK, at Billy D2411, at Joe Pollock 47, at TJ of the JK, and at the Real Deal B Cox. Follow us there. Tweet at us. We love tweeting with you folks, so keep it coming. Facebook Jobberknocker, Instagram Jobberknocker, because we are everywhere you want to be on social media, and we are about to cover Blood Money 2019, the Super Showdown of Money. So they say this is bigger than WrestleMania.
What a slap
But
in
it
the
only
face.
has 9 matches. WrestleMania had 18. So I say you WWE are liars.
Yeah.
But we're going to kick off with the match of the night, and that is a 3-on-1 handicap match. Lars Sullivan versus the Lucha House Jobbers of Kalisto, Gran Metalik, and Lince Dorado. I mean, Lars.
Lars. Lars.
Do you have anything else to expound upon your point?
I hope he beats up the pinata. End of story. Let's move on.
I hope he bites the pinata.
Ugh.
Next up,
Lars.
I guess I'll save the title match for the end. We have the match that I care about less than Goldberg Undertaker, and that is Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon. You go first. I don't.
Give me the Roman.
Roman Reigns, I said I'm never going to pick him against him again because he always wins, but what happens when you have 2 unstoppable forces that meet? Does Daddy's boy win, or does Daddy's, who he wants to be his boy
Shane
wins?
McMahon is made from put over Roman Reigns.
I'm picking Shane McMahon.
You numbskull.
Because you just gave it the kiss of death. McIntyre's going to help him win. We're going to get this match again because they love reruns. Next up, probably the actual match of the night that everyone cares about, a singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Confirmed that Demon Balor will defend against Andrade Cien Almas. Probably not with Zelina Vega because they fucking hate women over there. Fuck you.
So?
I'm picking Andrade.
Shut the front door, really?
Which is stupid because his manager's not going to be there. But I
Right.
mean, it just I want this feud to continue, and I think the best way to do it is have Andrade win. So yeah,
Wow. Okay. Well, I did not see that coming. I will say that I'm going to pick the demon because you can't pick against a demon. End of story.
oh shit, I dug myself in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh well, who cares? Next up, a singles match that is not arm wrestling: Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley. Give me Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw. Okay. I don't. See, here's the thing. I'm thinking that Bobby should get it because it would be nice.
Braun's undefeated in Saudi Arabia.
Braun is undefeated.
Actually, that might not be true because didn't he lose at Crown Jewel?
He did.
Okay,
So you're a liar.
yeah, I lie a lot.
You do. So we're both going Braun style.
I thought you just said you're picking Bobby.
No, I said Bobby should, but I'm not going to pick him.
Next up, Triple H versus Randy Orton. I see no reason for Randy Orton to lose this match. So Randy Orton.
Wow. You know what? Sure. Let's go with Orton. I was gonna make a case for Triple H because I really thought that it was just like he's Triple H.
I think there's a case to be made, but I mean Orton should win this. Just retire him. Next up, speaking of need to retire, Goldberg versus The Undertaker. I'm gonna pick. Well, you're picking no one, right?
Why?
Because you said the match isn't gonna end. You said Lars is gonna beat him
No,
up.
that's my hope, but I don't think it's gonna
Oh.
happen.
Yeah, because who do they want to have lose? I'm picking Goldberg.
Really?
Yeah, gotta go with the fucking guy who isn't shitty.
I'm picking the Taker.
All right.
I'm picking the Taker.
I just don't care. I mean, if I win these predictions again, it's hilarious because I just don't care. Next up is the singles match for the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston defends against Dolph Ziggler. I can't even say his name right. It's Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. It is what it is, bro.
Now for the match that we are all looking forward to, a singles match for the WWE Universal Championship. Seth Rollins defends against our king. They're going to say Saudi Arabia's favorite son, Baron Corbin. That actually might get him cheered. So, yeah, you know what?
Come on, you've been saying it all the time.
JC's hopes come true. Crown our king. Our prince will become a king. Baron Corbin will become the Universal Champion of the world.
Of the world.
Because that makes sense.
Sure.
You're picking Seth, right?
Stomp it out, baby.
Okay.
Does Lesnar actually cash in?
No, I think Lesnar fake cashes in on Kofi after a Kofi Dolph's match.
Okay.
And now we have what I think will be the main event. The biggest battle royal. Is better than the greatest Royal Rumble? Or is it
Oh,
the
I
same
forgot
size?
this was happening.
The 50-man battle royal. I don't even know who's in it. I'm going to pick Drew McIntyre.
Wow.
I mean, he's someone who I think should win it. Like last year, they gave it to Braun, like the best guy who they have nothing for. So why not do it again? Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good case. I would say I'm trying to go through my head of like anybody that isn't already on the program. Man, like
Humberto Carrillo.
fuck you. No. It's not Shane McMahon. I'm gonna go with The Miz. I'm gonna go with The Miz. I feel like The Miz has been floundering a little bit. He needs a little up in the category. I'm gonna go with The Miz.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with
I
The
like
Miz.
that because the Miz is, they've made him shitty.
He needs something. Needs a little rub.
Wasn't there a Miz TV on Raw?
Yeah, he had Seth
That's what the
Rollins.
original, that's, yeah. It's
Yeah.
just like, no.
It is what it is.
Ugh, I fucking hate.
It is what it is, folks. It's not good. It's not great. It's not great, Bob.
Not
as you would
great,
say.
Bob, at all.
All right.
As they would say.
What a drizzling show this will be. You gonna watch it live?
I'm planning. I'll see what's going to happen. I plan on bringing my iPad into work so I can put it on the side, but I'll probably forget. If I remember correctly from the last two, I only watched the end of the Royal Rumble to see Braun win, and then I only watched the Braun Universal title match, and that was it. So this time I don't really care about the Braun match, but I would like to see Corbin. I would like to see Andrade Finn, and Rumbles are fun. But the rest of
50.
it, do you give a fuck?
No. No, I
I
don't.
just don't care.
No. I'm
Will
not
the 24/7 title exchange hands in Saudi Arabia?
Will it make sense? Probably not.
Also, by the way, here's my problem with this title. They say that everyone can fight for it, even for women, yet not one woman has been a part of any of these chase scenes. Why?
Well, Carmella.
Yeah, but she's defending our truth. No one's
Sure.
actually been trying to get the title.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it make sense for, like, someone to chase, like, Naomi's not on TV, if she's out there chasing around or something, or if, like, Sonya Deville, like, clotheslines them, like, just, like, why is there no, nothing?
No.
It's dumb.
Oh, yeah.
It's like being like, yeah, the women's tag titles will be across all platforms. And Sasha and Bayley go to NXT once, never really fight, and then they haven't been since, and they're not in any. It just nothing makes sense.
Nothing really
It
matters.
sucks.
Anyone can see. Nothing
Sucks.
really matters. Nothing really matters to me. And that's the way we end this one. So I'm going to say thank you for listening to the Jobber Knocker. Hopefully we'll be back next week. I won't be. The special guest will be here. It'll be amazing, and I'll be able to watch or listen to my own podcast. This is going to be great. Can't wait to see what happens.
Nestle Free Zone 2019.
It's going to be a good one. I'm excited for this one. I want to be giggling in my chair, my seat when I'm listening to this shit.
I mean, I have to try to play Detective Nestle.
I know it's going to be
Detective JC, and I usually, like, I watch those once, and then you're referencing things, and I'm like, I don't remember that. But
rough. Oh,
oh, the lights went off. That means that's all, folks.
for Nestlemania, this is JC saying we'll be back next week with more Jobber Knockery.
You won't be.